Now, if you're just trying to cover territory, you could always hop on a jet from Chicago and get to the Bay Area here in about 3 hours. But that way, you'd miss a lot of incredible scenery, and you'd never really get in touch with the broad diversity of people that make up the Great American West. It's country we discovered aboard the California Zephyr. Now, if you're thinking about taking the California Zephyr, keep one thing in mind. Don't be in a hurry. The train can be on occasion, as it is with us today, as much as 5 hours late, sometimes even later. Still, a lot of the people we talked to didn't seem to mind. How long have you been on the train?
We got on in Denver.
And how late was it then?
3 hours.
And how late is it now?
5 hours.
And how do you cope with that?
Well, what can you do? We'll get there when we get there. If you want to get there on time, you don't take the train. You fly. You know. So most people, I think, who are on the train aren't in any hurry, because if they were, they wouldn't be here.
No. When's the last time you had a shave?
3 days ago.
So you really enjoy rail travel, huh?
Yeah, it's fun. It's been fun. I haven't had too many complaints about it yet.
Don't leave the scene until Skillet Man gets back.
This is something. This is a touch of class here.
Hey, baby, what can you say? You're riding on a classic joint and you got a classic cat. My name is Skillet Man. I'll be back. I have to go put on my makeup.
We're going to run this lunch late, or?
Yeah, we're going to start at 1.
And stretch it out?
She's just kicking your butt, isn't she?
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's right.
Is this the best way to pass the time?
Yeah, kinda.
H7.
This or Wendy's or drop.
7. Hit.
Miss.
Sure.
Yes.
You got to think about it.
Now, it may not seem like it with the scenery gliding by the way it does, but top speed on the California Zephyr is 79 miles an hour. As the California Zephyr races across the Nevada desert, where temperatures can easily go way above 100, it's not as if the Earth is baked. It's as if someone left the broiler on.
were going to build a railroad museum, and that decision had been made. It needed to be a railroad museum which was of the scale, the quality, the emotional power commensurate with the artifacts. Because these artifacts, these locomotives and cars, are very significant symbols of an industry which has had an incalculable effect on the development of the West. And everything here is an original piece, and they've received restoration ranging from complete heroic reconstruction to the very simplest of conservation work. But every item on exhibit here represents a locomotive or a car as it really was at some time in its operational life. On the other side of this car, we've taken the outside wall of a former Santa Fe stainless steel lounge car. We've cut it off, we've hung it on the wall as an exhibit case, and we've put exhibits in the windows. So you're walking between this, the Gold Coast, this 19th century business car, and a stainless steel car along an elevated platform back there. Well, the railroading, first and foremost, is an economic pursuit. It's the application of a technology to a transportation problem. And from the 1840s on, railroads have built the United States in their modern form. And so my original attachment to this subject comes from that significant effect that these machines and the people who built them and maintained them and even operate them today are responsible for so much of what exists in the world we take for granted around us in the 1990s. The railroad, as symbolized by the steam locomotive, is the most powerful symbol of technology in American society today. If you think that every 3-year-old child knows what a steam engine looks like and sounds like, there's something going on here. And I think we inculcate ourselves that the first book we give kids to read almost invariably today is still The Little Engine That Could. And things like Shining Time Station, Thomas the Tank Engine are inculcating a young generation which has never ridden the train, which has never actually seen a steam locomotive, and which is in a society that doesn't use railroads on a daily basis. This bears the same relationship to history that the paintings on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel bear to theology. It's meant to tell a story in a romantic and evocative way. And you know, that whole connection of driving the last spike and walking on the moon is a powerful one as well, because they occurred 100 years and 2 months apart.
And tell me about this, the California Zephyr lives here in the museum.
California Zephyr lives, the original California Zephyr, the train that was instituted in 1949 and was really the last of the great Western Railroad run transcontinental trains. From Oakland to Chicago, over the Western Pacific to Denver and Rio Grande, and to Chicago Northwestern. A really great train of the stainless steel era. And we have uniforms from the conductors and the on-train nurses, which were called Zephyrettes. You probably couldn't describe them that way in the 1990s, but they had a trained nurse on board to not function as a stewardess per se, but to look after really the health and well-being of the passengers aboard during their journey from the Midwest to the Pacific coast. We exhibit the things that you would never be given on a train, that the railroad would never sell you, and you couldn't trot down to your local 5 and dime to buy.
So somehow these managed to get here from rail fans.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Oakland, California.
How much that thing weigh?
About 30-something pounds.
Felt like one of my grips when you handed it up here.
Yeah, sometimes you can get kind of tired of messing with it.
Oh, I bet.
How long does this leg of the trip take?
It'll take us about 2 hours and, wait a second. Let's see. 2 hours and 20 minutes.
What's this? What did we just go over there?
Sacramento River. It's the I Street Bridge. Train number 5, yellow flag for 20, over.
FC 3178, Elvis Tower, answer Sacramento. Come in.
Amtrak train number 6, double yellow, over. Number 5.
Just kind of tell me what it's like to drive this thing.
It's a lot of fun. I was telling you earlier, I used to work for a freight railroad. Came over to Amtrak 2 months ago, and it's the difference between...
Detector, milepost 78.7, track number 160 miles per hour, no defect, no defect.
The difference between driving an old truck and a sports car.
As far as the train differences?
Oh yeah, the train runs a lot quicker, gets its speed a lot faster, brakes twice or 3 times as fast. It's pretty forgiving.
So you can get any sense of what it's like to haul passengers at all?
You never really think about it, to be honest with you. So watch your train handling, so it's smoother than the freight, but all in all, it's pretty much the same.
Is this the same engine comes all the way across the country?
Yeah, this came all the way from Chicago, as far as I know.
Is that regular for passengers or for
Amtrak or for freight?
freight?
No, freight they'll change power out, like in Roseville, or sometimes in Sparks, depending on the terrain and what they need in the way of power.
So you're the guy that brings these people to the end of their trip. Do you get any kind of feeling for that at all?
Oh yeah, it's fun. You know, it's nice when you get them there on time.
But it's a pretty fun job you got.
Yeah, where else can you play with the biggest train set in the world and get paid for it?
That's a good one. I never heard that one before.
We're gonna pull into Davis right here. Be a station stop.
Have any weird quirks about this trip? You drive by your daughter's house or anything like that on the way through here?
Well, no, I did. Had my wife and family delivered me a lunch in Roseville, though.
So they probably like you on this route better than your old fast? Or,
Well, yeah, yes and no. Sometimes this seems to keep me away from home a little more than the freight railroad did.
you gonna stick with this?
Yeah. Just a second, I'm going to stop here in just a minute.
Okay.
One of your friends out there, huh?
What was it?
One of your foamers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there should be quite a few there at Martinez.
Is that a usual thing?
Yeah, it has been the last couple of trips. They know exactly where you stop the engine, so they're standing there waiting for any handouts, you know.
Those guys cracked me up. They're
Dedicated.
and you're the commander of the whole thing. You're just turning those guys on.
Oh, yeah. Well, not really. Actually, he's the commander. I'm the assistant today, but soon to be. Actually, I came over as an engineer because I had some previous experience, and I just went right. One day I was SP, the next day I was Amtrak. But I took a leave of absence, so you know, I'm good for 6 years. If I decide I don't like it, I can go back to SP. Like covering all your bases.
Yeah. Well, what's it like going through the mountains up there? What kind of stuff do you see?
Oh, well, on the trip up yesterday, we saw a bear.
You did?
Yeah, right up there by, just right down from that tunnel where you saw us at about milepost 163 and a half.
You see, is that a nice trip to drive?
Oh, it's beautiful. You know, I've spent most of my railroad career up there on that mountain, and every time I go up there, you see something new every trip. It's never the same, you know.
Change of seasons, probably.
Change of seasons, you know, spots on the hills maybe you didn't see before, or a lot of wildlife, a lot of deer, a lot of, like I say, bear, mountain lion every now and then.
So you know any history on the Donner Party?
Not a whole lot, to be honest with you. Not on the Donner Party. What I know about that is what I've seen on the documentaries. You know. I know one thing for sure, it can get real nasty up there in the wintertime. I lived at Norton for 3 years when I was in maintenance away before I went into engine service. I was a track foreman up at Tunnel 6. And that's where we lived, right there in the tunnel. Spent 3 winters up there.
Yeah, they get quite a bit of snow.
Yeah, well, our house would be covered. The back part of the house stuck out of the tunnel, and it'd be covered for 4 or 5 months out of the year. You'd have to go up and dig out your chimney when you started a fire, you know. Track train number 5, yellow flag, 20, over. Yeah, it's getting real close. Yeah, I'll drive home tonight. I haven't been home in about 4 days, so I'm ready.
Just like the people in the back, huh?
Yeah, really.
Sometimes, you know, since we do have the last part of the leg, and this train normally does run late coming across country, we try to avoid the passengers once we get into Oakland because too many of them think that we're the guilty parties from all the way from Chicago, you know.
You know better. You guys know you weren't the problem, right?
We know it, but too many of them don't.
mean, in this day and age, or the old days, yeah. It's a land of opportunity. I mean, it really was at one time, you know, with all the industries, the growth. That's what brought the people out here. And actually, it's the industries going away that's taking the people away.
So what's it like now? It's not the same as it used to be?
Oh, no, the economy's, you know, pretty flat, and it's going to stay that way in California for longer than the rest of the nation, you know. Because this was the last place for it to hit. It's my own opinion, but, you know, it hit here last, and it's going to leave here last.
So what happened to the land of opportunity then?
Taxes went up.
So they're just sort of...
You know, you run the businesses out, you got to run the people out, you know. Somebody's lose your job, you got to go. You know, go where the job goes or where there's another opportunity.
So that is really the mentality here. People are leaving.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you see it, people talk about it, or...
Oh yeah, you hear about it at least once a day, just about, you know. The politics, the economy, I mean, like Dick was talking about.
It's going away.
Yep.
So there.
It's too much bureaucracy, you know. I mean, yeah, they've got to go back because what they came out here for isn't here anymore. You know, it's gone. It's gone to other states: Utah, Idaho, Nevada.
We've been married 18 years. For 18 years, that's all I've heard, the great state of California. I always wanted to come here, and I got here 1 year, and I've had it.
Yes.
Well,
It didn't used to be like this.
you couldn't find a better climate to live in, though. I will admit that.
The climate, yes. But I got to tell you, I kind of miss my 4 seasons. I know when fall's coming, I know when winter's going to come.
Okay, I got another question for you there.
What I can feel.
What'd you say?
Joe and I said out here, the only thing he knows he can count on is another earthquake every now and then.
Well, people are moving away because of the earthquakes. Why are they moving away?
No, Jesus. People are moving away. Number one, you know, the loss of jobs. We have the highest unemployment rate in the country right now. The BS politics. We've been under this Republican regime for the past 10 years now, and then you know, California's problems really started with the term of Reagan and governor. I mean, we went from number 2 in the country in quality of education to number 49 in the country in a matter of 8 years, all during the Reagan years, and things have just gone downhill since then. Out of a dozen western states, we have the highest rate of income tax.
Navy mothball fleet out there.
California's still in the pretty state, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful. You couldn't find a better place to live climate-wise.
Well, I guess that isn't a car, that's a boat.
I went up to New York City, got on the 2000 there, loaded it at 135, and then I knew up the road to Arizona. I said, hey, this is my territory. I ran it for about 10 minutes. My territory was 90 miles an hour.
Oh, was it? Do you use the cab cars also, or? So we ever going to see any of those new locomotives?
I hope so.
Did you see the latest railway age?
Sumo Bridge 725, 10 or 8 and 10.
The screens now, you can change them now.
Yeah, I was looking at that picture in there, and it's got everything on the screen, including the in-cab, the signal systems right there on that monitor too. There's a guy with like camouflage and a dark, everything was dark on him, and a dark backpack and a dark sleeping bag walking down the middle of the tracks. And neither one of us saw him until we were right there. I mean, he just blended right in with those dark trees. Man, I mean, his camouflage worked. It almost worked too good. Hey, you can see the city there. See it right there?
Oh, yeah.
420 over. Coming into town. Best part of the trip.
You have to get all misty like that.
Oh, I don't think so. Yellow signal. Train number 5, yellow signal over. Number 5, over.
Yeah, I'll give you a spot over.
Okay, thank you. Assuming.
That'll do, number 5, that'll do.
Yes! Oh.
I'd rather run a bell test.
I know it.
We're home. That's it.
This is the place.
When they were finished building the railroad, many of the Chinese came to stay, put down roots in places like Chinatown here in San Francisco. Today, unskilled laborers will most likely find a job in the restaurant business.
Okay, folks, next stop is Lombard Street, folks. This is Crooked Street, Lombard.